I just sat out here and prayed this morning. People say you're sitting here by yourself with a sign for Abby and Libby, and I thought, it only takes one voice.
This case capturing international headlines over the course of it. Now an outcome the girls' families have been waiting for since February of 2017. Richard Allen guilty on all counts, guilty of the Delphi murders. Our sister station in Indianapolis was in the courtroom every day of this trial and covered this story from the beginning. Bob Siegel and Emily Longnecker are breaking down the biggest developments.
The jury was in and out of the courtroom very quickly today. Only 3 minutes were jurors actually in the courtroom. They passed their verdict form to Judge Gall, and she read the results. Guilty on all 4 counts against Richard Allen in the murders of Abby and Libby. So I can tell you that at the time that the verdict was read, Judge Gall requested that there not be any outbursts in the courtroom. So at first things were quite subtle. Richard Allen had very little reaction, very little emotion. At one point he turned back to look at his wife and mother and said, "Are you okay?" To my left, we saw the families of Abby and Libby clutching one another, hugging, again, very quietly, seeming to really savor the verdict that came back from the jury. And then as the judge and the jury left the courtroom, then we saw much more emotion. At one point, one of the investigators from Indiana State Police actually went up to prosecutor Nick McLeland and gave him a hug and a kiss. So there was certainly more emotion at that point, and some of that emotion than we saw outside the courthouse as well.
I mean, when the verdict was read, when we got news of the verdict, people outside cheering, holding up signs, justice for Abby and Libby, and then we saw family members coming out and embracing. And about an hour after the verdict was read, Becky Patty posted this little picture here of Libby when she's a little girl, and she's wearing a superhero's cape. And we've heard time and time again that police call Libby and Abby both heroes. Libby especially for rolling on that video of Bridge Guy, had the presence of mind, had the instinct to roll on that man as he was following Abby, and law enforcement has credited her for helping in this investigation, helping solve her own murder. We know that she often said when she wanted to grow up, she wanted to help police solve crimes. They have said that she did that, and she took Abby along with her. So not everyone happy. Kathy Allen coming out of the courthouse today and saying that this is not over at all, and we know that it is certainly not, right? Richard Allen is going to be sentenced on December 20th, but after that we expect an appeal.
Yes, we do expect an appeal, and that appeal can be filed within 30 days after sentencing takes place. So that's it tonight from Delphi, and we will of course follow any new developments as they happen here over the coming weeks and months. Back to you.
There is still a gag order in effect in this case, so we won't be hearing from the families or the attorneys in this case for at least another month.